send it to you first.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool that got that invite to 1-for-1.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
I,
neat.
I like that guy too.
Yeah, he's cool. All right, I'm sending you the stream right now. You
The
tell me if you can hear
sliders
me.
really weren't that big of an adjustment, other than interceptions dropped down a whole lot, which makes sense because I think interception, like the slider, is more so to do with animations.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely needed. So
Yeah, I liked
we
that.
had
I played like 3 games with the sliders and I liked it.
should be good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna force advance here.
Okay.
Just making sure we don't double do it. These advanced screens are taking forever. All right. Am I ready to hit start draft?
Just 1 second here. Let me.
All right.
What's the name of the channel? Streams channel. Shoot, what's the name of that again? Streams channel. Oh, it's 2026. That's what it was.
Heat was about to start. Need to turn on the TV.
Let us know when you. All right, everything I needed to do is done. Let me go and get this list together of the people.
I I made a list of not drafting. I didn't get a list of
That's
who
fine.
didn't
The not
respond.
drafting is the important one. We had 24 votes, so that means 6 people who did not respond. So here's who we have that's not drafting: Commanders, Chargers, Falcons. Commanders. You
I
have
have it in my phone.
okay. Commanders, Chargers, Falcons, Pats, Bills, Texans, Jets, Cardinals, and then the people drafting. Do you have it too?
Yeah, I mean I'll just know if they're not on this list to not skip them. But
Okay. Well, who's the 8 that did not answer, did not vote? I bet the Browns.
I, I didn't get that far.
Because we'll skip them. Okay, Browns is not on the one that he didn't vote on the one.
Okay.
Okay, he's one that didn't vote. You can put his name down. This is the one to skip. I'm going to
Okay.
assume Pope didn't because Pope never does. Pope did not. So if he goes later and votes, we know he didn't because I just looked. That's
All right.
2 of the 6. And we'll just figure out the other 2 as we go. Other ones as we go because I don't know.
Uh,
All right, everyone, we are live and we're about to start the NFL draft, the 2026 Supreme Draft, I should say. So if you're with us and you can hear us in the chat, please just comment, post something in that channel. We would like to hear from you. Hopefully you're tuned in. We have 4 people watching. I don't know who the 4 are because it don't show me, but we do have 4 people watching. Welcome to the stream. This is an important stream, not just because it's a fun draft. It's our first one back after a week. Good deal, Willis. Appreciate you. John, appreciate you too. He's in and you can hear. That's awesome. We're going to be doing a rules clinic type thing while we're doing this draft. We're going to be refreshing on some rules that we've seen being broken over the past season. Just
along with the
nothing,
new rule.
nothing really major, and then we're going to be adding a new rule to it as well, something that we just can't handle seeing anymore. It's just too much. So we're gonna add it. We've really thought about it, and so I think it'll be good. Snub is in. I just saw him comment in the chat, so welcome Snub, the divisional rival, but Snub's an awesome competitor. But we'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about the game sliders. That's gonna be solely Eli. That's on his shoulders. I'm not really good with that. Saints is in. Welcome. Um, and then also I'm gonna kind of introduce something to you from Madden 24 as far as what our plans are for booting up, and then also I want to talk about another new rule we're going to be adding for 24 only, and it's more so. Sam, welcome. Be careful driving and listening, but I'm glad that you're listening and you're in here. Bucks is in here. Good deal. Glad to have you. So, with that being said, Eli's going to start the NFL draft, and we're going to get started. And once the draft starts, we'll let the first few picks go, and then we'll kind of get started with what we're talking about. Saints is on the clock. I'm expecting him to take a QB here. I am expecting him to take a QB. And sorry if you guys hear me. Yep. Oh, he took a corner. Brandon Caldwell out of Memphis. My scouting team had him as a top 5 pick, so that's not a bad pick there.
Probably a really good player. We can never tell because they're not generated.
He was 40 time was one of the fastest. Sam's first pick is in the 3rd round, he says. So I'm shocked that you don't have multiple firsts, Sam. That's usually, you usually have like a horde of picks. Terrell is not. He's not answered. We're skipping him. We told you we would be skipping anyone who has not answered, and we know Terrell has not answered, so I will be skipping him. He took a D tackle, Deion Grimes, and now the Bucks is on the clock. I fully expect him to take a quarterback. He's been wanting a franchise. Big trade right before the draft started. So I'm sure whoever he takes here, he'll get to rub in his dad's face a little bit. I'm sure Willis will be glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't think any of those quarterbacks the Saints had was his franchise guy, Willis, but maybe they are. Maybe he just knows something I don't. Broderick Alexander, quarterback out of Georgia Tech.
We need to see his card.
Yeah, please send his card in the chat.
He had all the traits. I just want to know if he's actually a good player.
Greg is on the clock. I expect Greg to go quarterback too, just to be honest. But if he doesn't go quarterback, I would say he'd probably find some guy that no one knows about who's a hidden dev and turns him into an X-Factor.
He got Stroud, didn't he?
He did get Stroud. I just don't know if Stroud's in his future plans.
Yeah, well, I would hope so after.
I know he was maybe trying to package him to send to someone who's quarterback needy, but he may end up keeping him. Stroud can still be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Takes just a couple good seasons.
Really just one MVP year and you can have a 85 plus overall player.
Yeah. It was a good season this past season. Everybody, by the way, we all had it was pretty competitive.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I don't have to play the NFC or the AFC North this year. Well, I'm assuming I don't have to play them. Although I do think they brought the best out of me as a player because it kind of had me locked in every week.
I was locked in. I just also
Greg must be really searching. I know he's here. I know he's on his anniversary. It's his anniversary weekend with his wife, so he said he was going to sneak away the draft in the 1st round. He got his left tackle, Otis Miller from Michigan State. Protect that blind side. Now Joe is on the clock. I think Joe answered and said he's drafting.
Yeah, he likes drafting.
So everyone can hear me in the draft, right? Joe says he can't hear me on the chat, but everyone else has said they can.
He said, how do I show the player card? You got to send it as soon as you draft him.
I just texted Joe.
I'm assuming Ravens got a normal dev tackle, which isn't the end of the world. He could be like an 80 overall. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
As long as your tackle is about an 83 overall, it's not much different than having a guy that's in the 90s. Unless it's, I know some players are really valuable, like Trent Williams. Hopefully Joe is here.
He's here. He's talking to me. We're getting some things lined out real quick. He'll be here to pick.
Okay.
8 people in the chat. That's awesome. 8 people viewing the stream.
the Vikings responded to the message.
Did he?
Uh, but, oh, look. Deontay Abraham, that was a
Wide
4-2 guy.
receiver. Yeah. He told me he was going speed. He's going to match him with Quez.
Yeah, it's his play style.
Joe is the air it out king. He is the air. He's like the who was
Three
that coach
times,
from Kentucky?
3 runs a game.
He's the Hal Mummy of the Supreme League. Hal Mummy was a coach for Kentucky who invented the air raid offense in college, and that's Joe. Joe is Hal Mummy of Supreme. He is an air it out guy. So while we've got 8 people in the stream, I'm going to go ahead and announce the kind of the earliest things here. We're going to wait before we do the rules clinic, I should say. We're going to talk about the sliders for just a brief moment. The snub says we get the NFC and AFC East this year. So we get to play the Giants, the Cowboys, the Commanders. Yay. I get to play him every year, it feels like.
He said the AFC East, too. That's a really good division.
Yeah, that is. That's tough. So it's going to be another tough year. But we're going to be talking about the game sliders. It's something that we have never really done anything with here in Supreme. It's not something that I'm just going to be honest, I've never really been confident with it. But I'll kind of give you a backstory before I turn Eli loose. We got invited to a league. I got a DM a few weeks ago from some random guy, and he's like, "Are you looking for a league?" And I was like, "No, I'm not really looking for a league. I'm already in 3 with Supreme, GFL, and Headliners." And the guy was like, "Well, you were recommended to us from Neon Sports. Someone on there said you're a realistic sim player. That's what we're looking for. We'd love to have you." So he sent me his rule book, and I was like, "This thing looks pretty cool, but it's a little bit different." But I joined it and was going to give it a go, and I played my first game in it, and it was refreshing. It felt so different, and it was realistic. And I instantly texted Eli and said, "Dude, this league feels pretty neat." And I sent him the rules, and he was a little skeptic. And then they texted me and was like, "Hey, we're looking for another user. Do you know someone?" Well, of course, I was like, "Yeah, I know Eli likes to play this way too." So I sent it to Eli, and he got invited, and he played a game, and he loved it. And so before we knew it, they had made us admins in that group. And they started talking to us, and Eli was able to get the sliders that they use. And with that being said, I'm going to turn him loose and let him discuss what slider changes are coming for this upcoming season.
All right, so the sliders aren't too different. There's just a couple things they really scale up and down. So for one, if you don't know, when you turn up the fumble slider on Madden, it actually improves the ball carrying ability. So if you turn the slider up, there's less fumbles. So that's one thing that's really focused on here. It's going up from 50 to 77. So that's one of the biggest adjustments it's going to make. The next adjustment is that interceptions, the slider is going to be turned down. So that largely affects how many animations you get. And obviously, there will be less interceptions from this point on. But if you time it and make a user pick, it's not going to make that much difference. You're still going to get a big bonus for timing up the interception and clicking on, and especially when it's a bad throw, you're still going to get the pick. Other than that, kicking has changed to an extent. Accuracy has dropped, which is a really big thing. I think kicking is way too easy on this game. So that's a good adjustment, I feel like.
I mean, you can kick 60-yard field goals consistently with most kickers on there.
I also kind of went away with what he did because he turned the power up. I turned the power down to 48. So if that causes problems, we'll bump it back up to 50. But I think way too many people are kicking 70-yard field goals in this league.
Yeah.
And then the last major adjustment is the penalty sliders. Offside penalty was turned up by 5 to 55 from 50. No other adjustments other than defensive pass interference, which I know Willis will be very happy about this. It's going from 50 to 60. So when I played in my couple of head-to-head games and one-of-one, so this is he basically let us try out the sliders. There was 2 defensive pass interferences called. So really it really made a difference. Like there was a holding animation on the defense, and it was where the guy was trying to press me 15 yards downfield. So hopefully that should fix that issue where you can clothesline the receivers and nothing will be called. And that's largely it. So nothing too crazy, but stuff that needed to be done.
Yeah, so the slider adjustments should help the way the game plays and how it feels. I do agree with you. You did tell me, Willis, that it was going to make it makes a difference. The biggest thing that I've always had a fear of with sliders is that I was afraid that if we adjusted them, it would make the game feel bad. Because I was in 2 leagues early on when I first started getting into Madden leagues and things that they adjusted the sliders and it sucked. It was just awful. But after I played that league's game, I was like, man, this is what this could be like. I'll tell you someone else who's been on me for a while about this is Joe, Headliners Commissioner. Joe's been on me, and I've been against it because I just didn't trust us to be able to do it the right way. I'm just going to be honest. I just felt like we were going to mess up here in Supreme. Like I would not know what to do with the sliders. Eli wouldn't know what to do. So we kind of just played it safe for the sake of the league. But with these new adjustments, I feel like it's going to be really good. I'm excited about it. I really am. So that's awesome. Shout out to 101 and Commissioner Ty if he's listening. I don't think he's on, but I told him that we'd be streaming and talking about some of this stuff. So he's an awesome guy. But so that's the sliders. Next thing I want to talk about really briefly is I want to talk about Madden 24. We have been planning on what to do with Madden 24, and I will be releasing a video, a 5 to 7 minute video in the upcoming weeks. I can't guarantee it'll be this week or next week. It'll be sometime, and I'll give you an announcement when I do. And it will be explaining what we're going to be doing with 24. I'm actually really excited for 24, some of the changes that we've made. We're going to be offering you guys my biggest thing is I always want to make this league better. I love it. I love the fact that we have had such a successful year, even with the crappy start due to the Madden glitch, the EA glitch. But after our final season, we are planning on getting 2 more seasons in. We're planning on getting at least 2 more seasons in, ending somewhere whenever the last season ends. If it's in July, we'll end until the game comes out in August. If it ends in August, then obviously we'll pick up in 24 in August whenever it drops. But after that, we will send the awards. We'll cash out the awards to the people who have earned them and have won them. We will then clear the 23 year and finalize it, and then 24 will start. And what we'll do with 24 is I want to offer you guys the opportunity to, not just me, but Eli as well. We want to offer you the opportunity to make the season, make the Madden cycle what you want it to be. The ball will be in your hands. If you want it to be really immersive with, like we're going to offer different like packages that you can pretty much pay into. We have the $25 standard fee. That'll be another fee for the 24 cycle. But we're going to offer $5 increments. If you want to go up $5, you get a little bit more immersive interaction with the game, better graphics, different things. I'll kind of introduce this briefly, and then I'll give you a better explanation later. But there's like a basic package. There's going to be a advanced package, a supreme package, and then there's going to be a commissioner's. I'm actually really excited about the commissioner's package. But the basic package, 25 basic graphics. You get, you're eligible for the award and you're eligible for the Madden or the NCAA bracket challenge in March. That's pretty much that one. You go into the advanced, better graphics. You get eligible for the fantasy football and you're eligible for the Madden or the NCAA, bracket challenge. The Supreme one, it's $5 more again, and it's the best of the best graphics. It's the all the different eligibilities that you can be a part of, and you also, and this is going to excite some of you, you get to pick your team with it. You get to pick your team with that one, and then the commissioners package. We've been experimenting all year, as you guys know, with affiliate leagues, and so a reason we did that is we want to help other commissioners. So with the commissioners package, it's our best one. You get all the other things that the Supreme package says, but then you also, if you're a commissioner, you get to partner with us and with Elite Graphics to have templates made for your games of the week, your games of the week, your your MVPs and different things like that. Different types of templates that will be made by Elite, and they'll be sent to us, and we will send them to you, and it'll be a partnership type thing. So I'm really excited about that, and I will give you more explanation when we get there. because I don't want to go too far into it right now. So I'm really excited about those different things, and it's on you. If you don't want to, if you want to do 25, I knew Snub was going to be happy. Snub's already in there with GFL. It's going to really help that league out a lot too if they decide to go the commissioner's route with Supreme. But what we're going to do is we want to give you guys the freedom to choose what you want to do. It's going to be as immersive as you want it to be. And ultimately, it'll help us because you guys may think, oh, they're just making us spend money. We're not. All the money we've made has been going back into this. I've been using some editing software for videos. I've done some things with that, and all that goes towards this. So it's not like we're not pocketing huge amounts of money. We're literally just putting it back into Madden.
I have to pay for an Adobe subscription, so I mean, all the graphics, we gotta have it.
Yeah,
because I can't make the graphics without the buy-in.
Snub, take it, putting the money. That's funny. But we're excited to do it, and like I said, I want us to be immersive, and I want us to be one of those leagues. It's like, you know what? If you don't want to do the advanced graphics and you don't want to do Supreme graphics, you want basic stuff, go for it. That's you. 25, you're in, and just like this year, but you won't get as much. It'll also help us because let's say you pay for the basic, and I don't think y'all understand how much time goes into this graphics things. Eli is our elite sponsor here. Obviously, he works for him. He designs for him, so he does a lot of our stuff, and it takes a long time to make those MVP graphics, and a lot of time to make those offensive rookie of the year graphics and such. So just a lot of things like that that he does, and so it'll help with that. Help us, if let's say I decide to go basic. I'm just using me as an example. I don't want real big graphics made for me. He can make a simple graphic if I win the MVP next year sometime, and it'll be it, and it'll be easy. But if someone pays for that extra big graphic, then you know what? They're going to get it because they deserve it because that's what they wanted. So we're going to do that. That'll be good, and I think it's going to be exciting. So that's kind of on the plans for the upcoming season. And you get the chance to opt in or opt out. The people in this room, people in this chat, this server, you get first dibs to the league, obviously. It's your league. If you decide you don't want in, I wish you would reconsider because I really like everybody in here. I feel like we've got a really good, solid group of people here. But that's your choice. Will's coming back in July. He got pushed back another month, so he'll be gone, but he'll be coming back. Kessie will be coming back. He's away from family matters right now. And so we're going to have a full league all year, hopefully. And the reason I haven't been looking to add is I know I've got 2 guys coming, so it would be hard for me to add somebody knowing that I've got these 2 guys coming back. And, then I have to boot somebody, and I'm not going to boot Kessie or Will. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to boot them. And that kind of leads me into my next thing. Me and Eli have also, because we're doing so much and we've also got our own lives, we're going to be adding 2 new positions to our leadership staff at Supreme. They won't be commissioners, but we're going to be calling them administrators. And the administrators, I don't have to keep them secret like the players union and the committee. They're secret, but the administrators aren't secret. And administrators are going to be Kessie and Will. And Kessie and Will has been with us a long time. I know Joe, Nico says boot Sean. Joe, I would have added Joe, but Joe's also got his own league, and it's a lot on him. But Kessie and Joe have been with me as long as I've been with Joe, and that's a long, long, long time. That's 3 years, about 60 seasons of Madden. These guys have been with us from the start in here, so they're going to be admins, and they're going to be helping us do some things like advance the game, do Discord updates or Neon Sports updates and things like that. And for that, I'm forthright about everything we do. Because of that, we're going to be waiving their entry fee. It's going to be part of their kind of like their commission for doing this. They're going to be part of that commissionless leadership position staff there. So that's some new things that's going to be coming too. And once again, I'll announce and post about the admins being added in. But just so you know that. So that's some of the major things that's happening. We'll get back to the draft, and then right here in a few minutes, we'll get right back to talking about the last thing we really need to discuss, and that's the rule changes, or rule refresher is what I've been calling it. So I'm glad to see this many people in the chat, and it's exciting. It makes the draft so much more fun. Greg still being the wizard he is. Saints is out. He's having to head out. So I'm glad you were with us for a little bit, Saints. I will leave the stream up after it's over. You can come back to about pick 22 if you want to fast forward and hear what I got to say about results or not results, but rules that are coming up. But Greg, like I said, the Wizard already 2 hidden draft picks in the first round. That's crazy.
The Wizard.
Greg has like the magic touch when it comes to picking. Happy anniversary, by the way, Greg, you and your wife. Shout out to them.
Try it. Take the quarterback.
Giants got his quarterback Will Jennings out of Texas. Willis is up. Willis is either going to draft a Nebraska player or, he went middle linebacker, Mitchell
Oh,
Potts
I'm
out
one
of
pick away,
Auburn.
man. Don't do it to me, Trudell. Don't do it. Oh, man.
Is
My
Thurdell
guy's
going to
here.
take his guy?
Oh, I want this guy bad.
After Eli's pick, I will start with the rules refresher.
Um, I'm actually upset about this if he takes him because
Turdell's
I
guy
need.
got picked. Turdell's guy got picked, so now he's scrambling.
He shouldn't need him, so I should be fine. He shouldn't need him.
It is Kansas City, though. You know what they like to do.
They throw as many as possible on the field. Oh man.
Turdell's typing. What's he gonna do? Oh, he took Devontae Powell. Eli's gonna get his guy. Wide
Please be
receiver
good, bro.
London Hodges. Is that his name?
Yeah.
London
Hopefully he's
Hodges,
good.
6'4", 230 pounds.
He ran
Probably gonna
good
be
too.
about 90 speed, 90, 91 speed, I think. That's
He's
my guess.
hitting 91 speed,
I knew it.
96 jumping. He's a stud.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Eli got his number 2. He needed one desperately, so that's good. That's good. Not for me, it's not good. It's good for Eli. I have to defend him all season, but we'll see how that goes. So, rules refresher. Here we go. I want y'all to listen up. This is a big deal to me. We are going to be, as soon as this draft's over, I'm going to be putting in the new rule book section, this new first rule that I'm adding. And we are officially banning the use of quick passing on Madden. And quick passing, as defined, would be a pass that you hit X to snap it and you hit whatever button icon that you're clicking on to throw it as soon as you snap the ball. We have seen it over and over again. It's just a nuisance, man.
Especially to the slot. Like it goes to the slot all the
Yes.
time is where it goes. So
If you
it's
run
over.
base cover 3 with no adjustment, someone is instantly quick passing to that seam every time. And so we're going to eliminate the quick pass, and you have to at least drop back and enter into your drop back 2 steps, I would say, before you can
And
make that pass.
we're gonna be fair judging it. It's not not gonna be terroristic with this rule, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be
And
it's gonna be
also,
enforced if it's happening.
Also, you more than welcome to throw to your running back. I did that for my first season. My running back was my 3rd best receiver. But make sure your running back is outside of the tackle box before you throw it to him. Some people are catching the snap on a gun snap and instantly throwing to the running back before he's ever outside the tackle box or before he's ever, even started his route besides his first few steps. Just make sure you throw the ball. Make sure you make an actual read and not just a quick something that you know is manipulating the game.
If
That
you're
happens
throwing
a
a
lot.
flat route, he needs to get flat before you throw it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm sorry, I'm responding to a text. A couple of my friends texted me.
All right, we can skip this pick.
My second thing, our second rule is I'm not banning this, and we've not voted to ban this. But what we are doing is we're going to enforce it. What I'm about to say happens a lot when people need a stop. They need a big play on defense. They need a pressure. They need something to happen defensively. I have been seeing this happen a lot. I try my best to keep up with what's going on in the pro Madden world and in the MUT world because I know a lot of that stuff translates over into leagues and that can be toxic because it's manipulative. And I've seen a lot of this happen. So I'm not banning it because I know you can run it without it being cheesy. But also, if you're running it at 3rd down, every time you have a 3rd down that says your go-to, I'm going to be a little skeptical of why you're doing it. The 3-3 formation, the nickel 3-3, and then ultimately the nickel 3-3-5 wide. And what I'm seeing a lot is nickel 3-3, the linebackers are lining up stacked, and then right before snap, people are bringing those linebackers down to a 3-3-5 wide position, and they're getting insane pressure, insane blitzes, insane sheds because of it. And there's some crazy blitzes that are scheme, like meta scheme on there. And so the 3-3 and the 3-3-5, we're going to be cracking down on it. If I start seeing people just completely abuse it, like we have in the previous years, we're going to be dropping some punishments. So make sure you're aware of that. Nickel 3-3, nickel 3-3-5 wide. That's the two. The nickel 3-3 is the base, and then they, like I said, they motion down to the 3-3-5 wide. Number 3 rule, and I'm going to try to get this in. Dom said he just got kicked out of EA, but he's here, so we're gonna
Yeah,
not skip his
he's
pick
got
or nothing.
time.
You still got time, Dom. You got a minute and 4 seconds. I've already kind of announced this one in the daggone. I see number 52 for the Ravens, the next Ray Lewis on that screen. It looks like. Anyway, I've already kind of announced this in the group chat a minute ago, or a couple days ago, excuse me, and I'm going to reiterate. Force feeding certain players is going to be enforced. Now, this is a rule. This is on us. I've got to say, this is where we've dropped the ball because this is. It's been a rule since the beginning. We've actually had this rule as a long time in our league, but we have seen the receiving record broken in this league 3 straight seasons. 2 by the same player, one by another player. We can't have that. You should be spreading the ball around. You should be making a concerted effort to do that. If you are at 1,800 yards receiving, you should have someone close, pretty much at 1,000 or 900, 800. You should have multiple players at 800-900 yards. It's very possible to do if you're throwing the ball 20 times a game. I know that's easy to do because I did it last season. I had 3 guys I had 2 1,000-yard guys, and then I had a guy who was 780. Then I had another at 580. So as long as you make a concerted effort to spread the ball around, you can do it. But it's easy sometimes when the guys are getting open. I get that, but don't force feed it. We've had two receivers that have been really force fed, not necessarily mean spirited force fed or like they meant to do it. It's just kind of happened. So we're going to be cracking down on that. We also had a running back that's happened to in recent seasons.
Yep.
There was a running back who was getting like 267 carries or something like that, and had like 1,900 yards or something crazy. That's also force feeding. So if it's a skill position and they're just completely, you just look at the stats and it's overwhelming towards one player, that's going to definitely be cracked down on this year.
Especially when you have a good offense. Like
Yeah.
those teams have multiple options they can go to, and they're just it's the same guy.
Yeah. So we're going to be cracking down on that one. I'm going to make my pick and then I'll continue on with the next rule. I've only got 2 more, so hang in there. Don't quit us yet. Okay, we want to still talk to you even after the rules clinic is over. I don't really know who I want to take. I know Demu Patriots ain't here. He, just so you guys know, whoever is selected for him, we're gonna edit them, and he's going to be made into just a piece of crap. To be honest with you, his player's gonna suck because of the rule break that he had during the playoff run, which really bothered me. But I like him, and I think he just made a mistake. And so I've been looking at this George McLean out of South Carolina. It's either him or Gerald Alford. I really don't know which one I want to take. I want to take a safety so I can have a user. I'm not really sure which one I want. Man, I don't know. Alford's a scheme fit. McLean is a bit taller.
Didn't you have a breakout year with that safety the Lions drafted a couple of years ago? That Joseph?
Yeah, he's just not user. He's too small.
Yeah.
Take
I was
the
just
worst
wondering.
one, Snub. Snub's on me, man. I'm gonna go McLean. I like the height. I don't know if it'll be a good pick, but I'm taking it. Normal dev, 91 speed. I want to see this hit power. I don't really care about his dev. Hit power is a B. I want to see what his if it's 75 plus, I've got my user, and that'll take Tracy Walker's spot. Tracy Walker finally regressed to the point where I couldn't keep him. I got my user. That's what I wanted. That's a good first pick for me. So
Saints
moving
is out,
on.
right?
Well, Saints is out. Yeah, he had to leave.
Okay. We're good now.
Second to last rule that we're going to be enforcing is we had a lot of people tank this past year, and we've never really had a tanking problem. But there was some people when it got to about week 10, they kind of just checked out. And I get it. Everybody kind of got a little burnout with the league, but there was some strategy to that. I know a lot of people were doing it because they wanted to tank and wanted to, improve their draft position. We will not allow you to tank. If you become inactive, we will take your first round pick from you. You have to play your games. I don't care what your record is. Play your games. Everybody's playoff position matters at the end. So please play your games. We will enforce tanking. We will enforce that rule. I don't care if
Even
you're
if
0 and 12. Play your game.
even if like you're not trying to be necessarily like competitive, play young players. Just make be a competitor and participate because
Yeah.
you're required to do so.
Yeah, I noticed, and I know there was tanking because see, I'm in a lot of leagues with a lot of you guys. I'm in multiple leagues with you. I would see you guys actively communicating in other leagues, and then in Supreme, you kind of just had faded off because your record was bad. So I'm like, I know what you're doing. So make sure you're not doing it this upcoming season. You will be punished if you do so. So make sure that you are not tanking. And the final rule that I have to say that we need to enforce, and there's only been a few times that I've seen it, but we have some people who have pulled out some YouTube blitzes. I have seen a few YouTube blitzes from against five wide. When people go five wide receiver sets, there is a blitz and a certain setup to it, a certain play call that you can do to where you can get instant pressure through a gap.
It's
And
multiple. I've seen it all over the league. It's not one guy.
yeah, it's multiple people that will be enforced. There's no reason that four down linemen and a linebacker should get an instant free run at the quarterback every single time that they go five wide. That's a glitch, and that will be enforced. That is a YouTube scheme. That will be enforced, so make sure that's not you. Make sure you're not making that mistake. Also, some other stuff. It's obvious people pinch their D line, and then they start hovering over a certain position, and next thing you know, their defensive tackle has run a circle around their offensive lineman. Not a shed, but just run a circle, and the offensive lineman just stood there looking up at the sky like he's looking for the return of Christ. And it's not, that's not legitimate, okay? I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe in looking for the Lord, return of the Lord, but I'm on the football field. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get killed. So it's a glitch when you see that. All jokes aside, but make sure make sure we're keeping the integrity of the league what it needs to be. Okay. As far as other than that, rule wise, we've done a pretty good job. Backup carries were even great this past season. We didn't have a lot of backup carry breaks.
We had a span of weeks where we didn't have a single break.
Torvis, not the return of Christ. Yes, Torvis, the rapture of the church, man. That's what I'm going with there for my illustration. I'm a preacher, man. I can't help it. I'm a preacher. I have to use what I know. So, but yeah, that's really about all of the rules refresher. Make sure you keep it up. Make sure you keep doing the same thing that we need to finish out this year strong. You've got about 2 seasons of 23 left, probably 2 or 3. Can't guarantee how much or of what, but this is it's going to be a strong finish. Torvis's gift. It's going to be a strong finish to the year. So I'm excited about it. And like I said, I'll be posting a video shortly about the packages that we're going to be offering, and we'll DM you. Please keep check of your Discord DMs because I don't really use Facebook much anymore for that. I kind of just use Facebook for headliners. It's really about the only reason I'm on there on the Facebook Messenger anymore. But check your Discord DMs. Once I make the announcement that DMs are being sent out, we'll just go down our list and I'll ask you what you want to do, and I will send you the options, and you'll tell me. If you say I don't want to rejoin for 24, power to you. You guys know there's no one in here that could leave unless you just do something crazy and try to blow up stuff. That would not be welcome back later on. We still have some other people who have left, like CJ and Ken. Ken from that used to be the Washington Commanders. They're still looking to maybe come back in 24. So we've got options here going forward. So, but they left on good terms. I'm all for people leaving on good terms. I don't care if people leave because they're just wanting a break from a game. It's when people have to get booted or they leave because they're just being crazy. And so, other than that, I think that's really about all the announcements we got to make. I'm excited for the sliders. Can't wait to see how the game plays this year. I hope it's. I just hope to be competitive. I know I'm gonna have the Super Bowl blues again. I'm dreading that.
I get to play the third place schedule, so I'm pretty excited actually.
I'm sure I'll have Brent. If we're playing AFCs, that means we've got Brent.
Kezi,
Casey. Well, Casey won't be here this year. For those of
okay,
you that don't know, Casey's going to be taking a season off. He had a family. He had something bad happen in his family, and he's taking the season, maybe taking the rest of 23 off. We're playing it by ear with him. Probably going to be the rest of 23, honestly. He had something tragic happen in his family, and our prayers are with him. I've been praying for him, continue to. Casey's seriously one of the greatest people I've met through Madden. He's an awesome guy, and so be praying for his family, and for him. But he won't be there, so the Jets won't be filled this year for this rest of this season and maybe next. So we'll have Brent, Jay. I get to do my Super Bowl rematch with him again,
yeah.
and then
My
who's the
schedule
other
isn't too
one?
bad. Patriots are just played.
Yeah, Patriots, another Super Bowl rematch. And I've been saying it. I don't care what anyone says. I know he broke the rule with the playbook. It wasn't like he used anything crazy in it. But I will say that I have been saying for weeks, and I've been saying for months, once Demu gets back and he gets his team right, he's going to be a tough out. And he's a tough out. He played my butt off in that Super Bowl. He was tough. That's for sure. Snub said week 1. Does that mean I've got you week 1?
Yeah, you can see the schedule if you want to
Oh my
look at it.
goodness, I didn't know that.
My schedule's not bad at all. It's not great. I
Man,
mean,
I got snubbed week 1. You're kidding me. Golly,
you
dude.
don't got to play Tunyon.
I thank God you let Robert Tunyon walk. But then the bad thing is Eli picked him up. Like I can't get away from the guy, man. What the heck?
No, I wasn't playing him again, so I picked him up. He's gonna retire Bear. He's
He's been the bane to our existence, man. He's tough. Shoot, I got snubbed week 1. Shoot, let me go look the rest of my schedule. I was looking at his for some reason. Snubbed, and I got Cassie's team. I wish Cassie would have been there for that because I like to play him, but
yeah.
that's okay. And then I got a rematch from the NFC Championship. I get J Magic. What is your actual name, by the way, Bucks? I never have actually caught it. If I have, I've forgotten it. Then I get to play Keith. That's going to be fun. And then I get Snub again. Then I get Eli. That's
Yeah.
great. And then I get Sonny. And then Eli again. My schedule's tough. And then I get
Yeah.
Vikings back to back. No offense, Vikings, but that's not bad. And then
Golly.
I'm just being honest. I mean, he's not. Maybe he'll be better this year. I hope, but no offense. No, I hope you don't take offense. Then I get Brent. Brent plays my butt off every time I play him. I've been saying that about him too forever. He's a tough out, man. He's a tough out. And then Snub's laughing at that one. He thought that was funny. Jalen, that's his name. Jalen. I'll remember that. I'll quit calling you
Okay.
J Magic now. Jalen. Okay. Snub said skip right over that. Then I play Day. Day plays my behind end off, and then I've got Jay again. Dema, golly, man. And then I play Sam. Sam plays my butt off, and then I get Willis. Willis plays my butt off. Torbus thought that was funny too. I don't mean it disrespectfully. It's just I think the closest game me and him had was like 48-0. I mean, I'm just being honest. I played him like
He played
8
me.
times.
He played me top.
He
I fumbled
did.
4 times.
And he
But
can
he
play
played
me
me.
tight. I'm not saying he's not going to beat me. I'm not. I'm not one of those
You
people
can
who say
lose
that.
any given week in this cycle. Like
Yeah,
it's
you can. But I will say that, statistically over the seasons, that should not be hard. But
you have a high probability of winning that
there's
game.
a high probability of winning. Yeah, I get Willis at the end of the season. That's not me and Willis, man. We battle. Week
Is he
1
gonna pull
Bucks.
the series out, man? Lord have mercy.
Week 1 Bucks versus Panthers Monday night. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say week 1 game of the week. Jalen versus Willis, father versus son.
No quarterback.
Yeah, new quarterback under the lights. That's what's going to be game of the week right there. What was you saying about series?
The Heat.
Yeah, I bet you're stressing a little.
I'm starting to wig out a little bit.
Be the first
And
team to ever lose a 3-0 lead.
if there is a Game 7, they're not going to win because they're going to put Scott Foster on it, and it's going to be a
Foul fest.
foul fest. Yeah.
I'm just happy the Lakers lost, man. I hate LeBron. I said it.
Yeah.
I'm a hater. I don't care. He's a phony. I'm waiting for chat to blow up on that one. If Jalen heard me say it, he would take it. He's a big LeBron guy. Who is Dom said blowout inbound. Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to play you, Dom. You, Chris, Greg. I've played Greg twice now. Chris always puts up crazy numbers on me. You always play me so tough, it's ridiculous. So I'm kind of glad I get away
Chris
from you
could
guys.
have thrown for 1,000 yards in one game against me if he wanted to.
He threw for 400 on me.
He threw for every bit of 4 on me. Like I had no stop, and except for like one bad read he made.
Yeah, man, he's tough. His offense is crazy.
And the seam routes.
Anthony on the clock. Anthony was very. I don't know if you guys. We don't really ever tell y'all our ballots for this. Bengals got saved by desync. That's what Jalen said that happened with me. I got saved by it, but I think that the game was going to be a good one. But I don't know if I got saved by it. But it would have been a good game. That desync is ridiculously stupid. I
do want to point out the game with Snub where I was about to score, and he, I think his Wi-Fi went out, and then we played that next game, and it was, I never had a chance.
Yeah, those games are crazy. You just don't know, man. Every time you boot up, you really don't know what the game's going to give you.
Because like I was coming back, I had taken all the momentum. He had just thrown 2 picks, and then we lag out, and then we're like, we'll play in the morning or something, play the next day, and we played, and it's just
yeah, it was bad.
I should have just given the 4th win.
Those things happen with this game, man. You never know what you're going to get. I was going to say something. Don't remember. Oh, I know what I was going to say. We don't ever release our ballots for who was on our user of the year list, like short list, but I will say that Anthony was on there. If he would have finished the season stronger, he would have been the user of the year.
Yeah.
Jay's not here. We can skip Jay.
All right. I'm looking at people that can break out, and I really think Nico and the Broncos is primed for a huge season.
I will not say who I'm going to pick because last year I said it was going to be Keith, and Keith had his worst season in Supreme. So I'm not going to say that ever again. I'm not going to jinx nobody and do the commentator's curse. John was in chat earlier. I believe he's still here, so I don't think we should skip here.
No.
We could skip Titans coming up, obviously. And then we have Tardell and then Greg and Greg.
Are we still empty with the Titans?
Titans are still empty, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be Will's team when he joins. He'll probably be in here to the last season.
Yeah. I feel like we get people that reach out, but I don't want to add anybody this late in the year.
Listen, that's the thing. I could add someone. I have a ton of people who's asking. We got people begging, but Nico said, "Oh man, I'm jinxed now." It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I don't carry the curse, hopefully.
John, are you still here? How crazy is it that we just did a commentator curse on Nico, and the guy that was picked before him was named Booth. Commentator's Booth. Boom. Connected.
What?
That sounds like ESPN type stuff right there. That's kind of stats they come up with. Like LeBron was the first guy to do a triple double with his big left toe ingrown while he was had half of his hair shaved off with 2 headbands on his left side of his head. I was like, what the heck are you talking about, ESPN?
I hate stats like that.
Dumb.
The first player in January while it was raining outside.
Yeah, to drop a triple double.
The best ones are like, there's only 2 players in NBA history who have.
I got to go undefeated and win bowl for user of the year. No, not necessarily. I mean, I just kind of went undefeated and won the bowl, and I didn't get it. So you don't. That's not really the. I would like to see what Alfred. That's what Snub said. I'd like to see what Alfred looked like. That was the guy I was kind of picking between. I just really hope my guy had 20 or had 75 hit power because if he did, he'll slide right into a starting position.
If Snub wins our division, he'll be up there for user of the year.
No doubt
Oh,
about it. He's
yeah.
not, Snub is so close, man. Snub, you're so tough. Gosh, it kills me because you're Billy. I don't mean anything, man. It don't mean anything. I have bad years and good years just like everybody else. But for real, Snub, you have like your game has gotten so much better too over the years.
Yeah,
It's like
I know I
it's
don't enjoy
crazy.
playing them.
The improvement is definitely seen. I think here's something else. I think the division has made us better, being
Yeah,
tough. And then I'm not saying that, Dom. Playing Dom and them last year made me play better. It made me locked in more. So, just having that. Yeah, and I can thank my division for that too. For the rest of you guys for
here
that.
goes my Marlon Humphrey compensation pick.
He has rebuilt his offensive line this draft.
He rebuilt his whole team. He just added 10 players in this draft in the first 2 rounds.
We got Sonny coming up. Sonny is not drafting. It's the most we've ever had watching our live stream during our draft, so that's awesome. Shout out to you guys. So we got 12 people watching. We've been going between 12 and 14. We got Sonny, then Snub. We can skip Casey. Dom is there, and then Jalen's there.
Commanders isn't here either, so that's a
Mm-mm.
skip.
My phone is blowing up. My COD group's wanting to play, and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. I gotta do something right now. Joe just texted me. That was Joe. He just said that the Giants took that tight end, and that was going to be his third pick.
I think the only thing we're missing is the basis of the free agency rules that will happen in
Yeah, that's it.
24,
That's it.
which, I mean, it's not finalized. We're going to come up with a system to where you can only offer certain players so much money for so many years. I know for a fact that you won't be able to offer free agents for more than 4 years like that weren't on your team the season prior. So that's something for sure that's going to be there. But we're also going to set limits on how much money you can offer players
Yeah.
because
And
we're
how
dealing.
many superstar devs you can offer maybe in a round. Like if you have like 6 superstars, you can't offer all 6. People who I feel like that makes it more fair.
Yeah,
Because I know
you
for a
really need that.
fact, had DK Metcalf came open this year, there would have been 7-year deals, $230 million on the table for him,
Yeah,
and it would have been
he'd be
everybody who had that money.
he'd be getting Justin Fields money. Like
Yeah.
that's the contract I had Fields for probably.
Greg is done with the draft. He finished with 5 out of 6 hidden depths. That's crazy, Greg.
So
But
close
we
to
will
being
send you.
Jordan.
Go enjoy your anniversary. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your weekend.
He was one
I don't
hidden
know
dev
if you can
away
still
from
hear me,
being.
Greg, but I don't know if you didn't. Did you get those Supreme Major League Baseball channels made? If you didn't, just let me know.
Snub drafted a tackle. I'm sure he's an 85 overall superstar X Factor.
Snub will turn him into a tight end and make him moss us. Snub is the moss king. I'm just gonna
He's
say
going to
it.
catch a pass somewhere
Nobody else
over
in
me.
this league can moss people like Snub can. He is the
I
moss
think
king.
he's legitimately perfected it though,
He
because
has.
I'm picking up that this is a timing thing, and that's why I'm not getting it. And he's got it mastered.
He
So
does.
props to him,
It's crazy. He's the moss king.
because I know a lot of people would just spam triangle. Like that's
I
what I've
have
done.
to I have to make some of the craziest adjustments when I'm playing you Snub. Like I have to do things that are so outside of my nature to do, like as a defensive mindset on there. Like I have to do crazy stuff. It's
You have
so
to worry
hard.
about a lot.
Every week to every time we play. I play you 3 times a year most years, 2 or 3 times, and so it's like every time we play. Turdell is
Gotta
now done.
worry
He
about a
said we can
lot.
send the rest of his. Hey, it's me.
Right.
We're only going to do 4 rounds and we're going to be done. I don't
Yeah.
even know who I want.
Oh, I have no clue. I scouted 1 round.
There's a guy here with elite acceleration and 4.34 speed.
That receiver.
Yeah. I thought about taking him to maybe take over for Hollywood next year because I'm probably gonna let Hollywood walk. He's getting old. Then I thought about taking this left tackle. He's 6'6", 307, and he's got A pass blocking. Great speed, solid strength. I'm probably gonna go him. I can get speed in every draft. I'm gonna go take that lineman. I need depth. Hidden Dev, 85 strength. I'll take that. I'll
He's a
take
hidden.
that. He's a hidden dev, yeah. Left tackle, Roman Morgan, out of Florida State. 6'6",
Good.
307. He'll probably start for me this year. That's the first. I just want y'all to know that's the first hidden dev I've had with this Lions franchise. I've not had one single hidden dev before him. I've not
You
made
had
drafting a priority.
Levis and Ringo. You had that first draft.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't really count them. I kind of knew what they were going to be. Not because I knew, but just because I knew the kind of player they were from real life.
Yeah.
Bucks is done
Which Ringo fell to like round 4 or 5
in real
in
life.
real
Yeah.
life. I think a lot of people saw him as a safety as well.
I've got good news to report. I just got a text message from Will, and he said they have canceled his tour extension. He's on his way home. He will be here in 2 weeks for the upcoming season.
Nice. That's
But
awesome.
more important to me than that is that he gets to be home with his family. And I'm excited that he gets to see his little kids and he gets to see his wife. And so that's awesome. That's great news.
Yeah.
Will's also one of the best people I've met through these things, man. He's a great guy. I talk to Will a lot. He's top
Yeah.
notch.
If there was one person I'd want to meet from the league in real life, it'd be him.
Yeah. I'd like to meet Joe. If Joe, you're still listening, I want to meet you one day, brother. We have been. Joe is. Listen, I'm not one of those people who say, "Oh, I've never met him. They can't be my friend." I consider Joe my friend. I consider Cassie my friend. I consider a lot of you guys my friends. I've been with Cassie, Joe, and Will for so long that like I feel like I've known them for like most of my adult life. It's
Yeah.
only been 3 years, but it's been crazy how much we talk Madden and we talk just life and not just life but sports, anything. So I'd like to meet those guys just because they've been with me so long. Joe was actually the reason that I got started in Madden. I was playing 2K. I was a 2K guy, and I always played online ranked. That was like the only thing I ever played. I didn't do franchise. I didn't do anything. I just played online rank, and I always got up to like what was it called, Eli? The top tier. Was it GOAT tier?
Um, yeah. It's like
GOAT tier.
Hall of Fame or greatest of all time, something like
Yeah,
that.
I got up to like the top tier every year, and then I just quit playing it. It was like my goal was to get to that top tier, and I'd always play at the top tier, and I'd always play with my friend named James, and that's the only time I'd ever do it. And so I didn't even play games much back then. And I was like, I want to play Madden. I ain't played Madden in forever. I could buy Madden 20, the one with Mahomes on the cover, and I started playing
That
it, and
was
I
a
was
good
like,
game, I thought. Rock.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I did. I thought it was cool. And I was like, man, 20. I was like, Madden has changed so much. It's like the graphics were. I hadn't played it since 15, so I was like, the graphics are awesome. The gameplay feels cool. And I started thinking I would love to do franchise mode. And I'd always used to do Madden like offline franchises. And I was like, I'd like to jump. I'd like to have like a bunch of people, like 32 other people with me, who wanted to do this too, or 30 or whatever it is, other people who wanted me to do this or who'd want to do this with me. And I didn't even know that online franchises existed. I thought that was still something that was like, a dream. And I got on Facebook and joined the Madden page, Madden franchise page, and I started scouring the page, and I look down and I see a post from Joe Pimentel. It was a headliner's post. It was his first ever post about wanting to create a league, and he was asking people to join. He explained what the rule was going to be, and he had a picture of the Madden championship belt on the picture, and I was like, I want to join that. And I got in late and DM'd him. I think I was the Broncos. I think that was my first team, and I was the third. I got in later than Cassie. Cassie was the first guy to join, and then there was another person. Then it was me. I think I was the third person to join, and I've been in there ever since. And I learned how to kind of do commissioner stuff with Joe, and then Supreme came about, and so it's pretty cool. I always give Joe the credit for getting me into the commissioner stuff because I would have never done it. So shout out Joe.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I got to take this.
Broncos takes a right tackle.
Joe comments back. It says, young grasshopper.
Young grasshopper. Snub said I got Dubs and Tanyan, and the only reason I signed Dubs is like for insurance, in case I didn't get that receiver I just drafted. So he might end up getting cut. Honestly,
Cut candidate.
yeah. We say that once a draft.
Yeah, we do.
I think another thing we need to consider in the future is like in the third round, 30 seconds a pick.
Yeah, I agree.
First round, you get your whole 2 minutes. Second round, you get a minute. Third round, you get 30 seconds. Because these things end up lasting forever. And this was an important one, so I'm not.
Joe's receiver that he drafted in the first round had 98 speed.
Yeah, there was five
God.
4.24 receivers. So I was like, people are gonna draft those guys, so I'm gonna get possibly the best player
And
because
his linebacker was hidden.
I saw the grades and they were like third and fourth round talent guys. I was like, okay, this is the only dude in this class. So if they go for speed, I'm gonna get him. Which, if you develop those guys, they're gonna be better.
I'm excited about my tackle that I drafted.
Yeah.
I drafted one last year in the third round named Matt Kirksey, and he has developed awesome. He's almost at 80 already, and his pass blocking and run blocking stats are great.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Hodges at wide receiver 1 for me, and then probably Calvin Ridley at wide receiver 2, then Mooney in the slot, which is a pretty formidable three.
I've been filling up the Supreme MLB. I booted 5 inactive guys today and been filling it up. I had some guys in my DMs.
Supreme 2K underway? Question mark? No, not this year.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle another one right now, to be honest. Supreme
Nah.
MLB is a lot of work. Not a lot of work, it's just the MLB community sucks worse than Madden.
Yeah. Are we good to skip Greg?
Yeah, we can skip Greg. Yeah, it does. The MLB community is worse than the Madden community because guys will literally join, play half a game, quit, leave, and they will not say a word to you. And I've had that happen 1,000 times. I'm grateful for the people I have in there, though. I have 25 solid users who've been there a long time. So I've been thankful. I've been blessed to be able to pick the guys that we have. So and Casey and Greg have been my co-commissioners, and they've helped me a whole lot. So
Yeah.
I've been able to help that. That league's fun. It's like a change of pace from Madden. The baseball is. It's like a lot of fun to play those games, but it's not immersive. Like you can't draft, you can't.
Yeah.
Your players don't develop, so that does suck. But if you just want to go play a game of baseball, it's fun to play.
Yeah. 2K hammers which basketball is a different sport. Like people want to play like as one player, which is why 2K. I mean, that's what they do. You have one player and you play in the park with your teammates, which is cool. But if they had a good like franchise, I feel like a lot of people would enjoy that too, and it's just not that good.
Yeah.
Which people run leagues, but
For as much crap as we know Madden has, they do have the best franchise experience, in my opinion.
yeah, that's kind of unfortunate.
It is, ain't it? The
And
glitches and stuff, it wouldn't. Madden's franchise would be really.
online dynasties on NCAA 14 are better than this, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's crazy to me.
I hope that 24 is a shift in the Madden realm. I hope it is a something that.
Apparently, they fired a lot of staff, so
Yeah, it's
we'll
like a
see where
whole
it
new
goes.
development team. I reckon it's supposed to feel like a brand new game. So we'll see how that goes. I don't necessarily know if it will happen. I don't have much confidence in EA, but
No, if it's just bad and that new NCAA comes out and it's good, I mean, people may be done with Madden.
Snub says bring back 2K5 football.
Yeah, I've heard people saying like 2K could possibly get the license if EA keeps slipping up, which is crazy. I I do think 2K could do a pretty good Madden style game at this point.
I played a football game when I was growing up called ESPN. I think it was called ESPN football or something like that. It had Terrell Owens on the cover. I loved that game. I loved it growing up. I don't remember much about how the gameplay was,
I
but I just
believe that
remember
was 2K.
I loved it. So if that was 2K, I loved it.
Yeah, that was it was by 2K, I believe.
Games go off the rails when they make it pay to play, pay to win. Not pay to play, excuse me, pay to like the pay to win stuff when you have to do
They do when they do
mud. Snub said
Ultimate
that's
Team.
2K5.
That's
Yeah, I
where it
loved
goes.
it, Snub. That was my I loved that game. I played it all the time. They also had an ESPN 2K. I guess it was called basketball, and I played it a lot. It was John Wall. I remember he was on there, and I loved it. I played it all the time.
Brother, sorry.
Let's see who's left on my draft board.
I don't know. I'm gonna draft.
I don't either. I don't really have anybody left. I'm glad I took
Go
that
here.
tackle.
Here.
Snap said save the dog. Oh shoot. He heard your dog whining. I'm gonna shock the world and take Levis's replacement. Stephen Murray, scrambler out of Western Kentucky. I might go offensive line again. I really might. I really need a linebacker, but I might take that guy. Who'd you take, Eli? I couldn't see it.
Some kind of safety. He's terrible. He's 87 speed. Just, I mean,
My
he
phone is
can play
going
in.
crazy.
I think he can play in the box, but probably not. So probably a cut candidate. It's
I
Tom.
don't need to look tight end. I've got my tight end. Me and Chigozie and McConkwo, we have something special, man. Me and that guy, we just know what we're doing. I had him 1,000 yard receiver last year. I'm sure he'll get taken before I get to pick, but I'm thinking about taking Lamar
Giants with
Conley.
3 hidden devs.
That's nice. Giants said he needed to fill some holes.
Well, he retooled his team. He added the superstar from Bucks too in that trade.
Hey, I agree. Panthers, bring Willis, bring that back. MVP baseball 7 and 6. College baseball, I love that too. I used to play with Cal State Fullerton. I don't necessarily know who I want to take with my pick. There's another tackle. He has not got good statistics though, or good intangibles.
Is Dom still drafted?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he'll probably answer.
Yeah, they were. They were a beast. I'll probably go linebacker if they're there. I don't necessarily know. God, he's a scheme fit, but my goodness, I could go with a strong safety, and he could also be my user. Shoot, I don't know. 4.4 40, good jumping. Oh gosh. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should take him.
The clock, if you didn't know.
He's gone. Okay, that made my pick a lot easier. He got taken. I'm just gonna take his linebacker. I don't really care. He don't have it. He's from Nebraska. I'm doing this for Willis. This is Willis. This is for you. Lamar Conley. Normal dev, 84 speed, 91 acceleration, 76 strength. He might develop all right. I might be able to make him into a solid replacement for David Long. This would be David Long last year with the Detroit Lions. He'll be 30 at the end of the season. I don't have the cap space to re-sign him. I did re-sign Chris Barnes for 3 years. Chris Barnes was phenomenal last year for me. I traded the Rams for him in the preseason, and he was a game changer. I had a pick with him in the Super Bowl and everything. He had like 7 picks on the season. Great coverage linebacker. We'll see if that's a great pick. I hope it turns into it. I hope I can develop him. I'm happy with where I went. I went defense, offense, defense. I'm okay with that. I would have liked to have found a replacement for Aaron Donald because this would most likely be Aaron Donald's last season with the Lions. He's getting really old. I used my fountain of youth on him, or he would have probably not been back this year.
Does it let you use that consecutive seasons?
You have to reset the entire like tree, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
So you
no,
can.
I think it's one per year. I don't know.
I thought it was only one position group per. You need to reset that thing. If it's not, then
Oh,
I didn't see it, Greg. I'll be
yeah,
honest. I wasn't paying attention.
you gotta reset the tree.
I thought so.
So it's you get one use for the whole franchise, pretty much.
Yeah, because that's a lot of staff points.
That would be OP. Is Joe still drafting?
I think so. Yeah, Joe will draft as long as we go. He likes drafting, and he always
All right.
finds like great players at the end.
Okay.
We will see him rounds 5, 6, and 7. This will be our last round.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch the Heat blow a 3-0 lead.
Are they on right now?
Yeah.
What's the score?
They're down 4 at half.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, Butler's not playing well. Maybe he'll
They need
explode
Jimmy
in
to
the
turn
second
back
half.
into Hemi.
Yeah. It started back. They're down.
I hate to
I
say
don't
it, but
know.
I think the Nuggets are going to win it. I don't really
Yeah, I
necessarily
don't.
hate to say it. I mean, I like the Nuggets. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah. I
I,
think they're the best team by a considerable
they are, and they're
margin.
going to be really rested.
Yeah. Which is why the Heat needed to win game 4.
Nikola Jokic is just on a different level right now. I finally got to that point where I can watch the game and I just try not to compare it to yesteryear, as they say, or like the old
Yeah.
eras, because it's just not the same. And it used
Yeah.
to make me so mad, and now I just kind of like, it's not, it just ain't, it ain't gonna change. Just watch it, get a little entertainment, and move on. Don't really get all into it as much. I just kind of watch it now because I like basketball, but it does drive me crazy. I mean, it's so soft. I do not have a fourth round pick, so I am done drafting. I don't really know who I sent that fourth round pick to be quite honest.
I have no clue. You made a lot of trades.
I have been trade oriented this franchise. I've never traded like this.
Yeah, once you get your team to where I mean, you're winning games, you kind of want to just add that last piece, and it feels like
Hmm.
you get that more from trading than drafting
Yeah.
because it's hard to throw a rookie in there that it's just not gonna he's not gonna start.
I feel like Aaron Donald was the last piece I needed, but I'll tell you someone that I signed last year, and I've kept him for one more season, who I really think made a difference for my team, and that was Dexter Lawrence. Him,
Yeah,
Hutch, and AD on the line, man, that was tough. And then I've kept him his whole entire career has been in Detroit. Alan McNeil, that dude is an
yeah,
excellent defensive tackle. He gets crazy block sheds on run plays.
yeah,
And it may differ again this year, but up until this point, I've had the best run defense in the entire league for the past 3 seasons. And a lot of that is just me running 4 front, running a 4-3, and having those 4D linemen, man.
yeah.
They do a lot. They do a lot. I'm
You
not
don't
great
got
in
to worry about
caption.
you don't got to worry about anything going to a 4-3 because your boundary corners are so
Yeah.
freaking good.
Yeah, that's probably what say you're not getting one of my corner snub. I do have to try to re-sign one this year, along with Hutchinson and Jameson. So I'm kind of stressed about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm afraid I won't have the cap space.
Yeah, you've had them rookie contracts.
Yep, I'm a little stressed, but I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep those, even if I have to at some point in the season clear Hollywood off my books. I've already
I
got to trade.
extended what's his name? Anderson, Will Anderson for another season.
Yeah, I extended Levis and Ringo, so I get to negotiate with them next year. Regardless,
Let's
this
draft another
season,
quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Jameson Williams will be on my team. I don't care if I have to franchise him; he's going to be on my team. Hutchinson,
Yeah,
if I can't re-sign him, if he walks, he walks. But I am re-signing Jameson. He is ridiculous. He's so much fun.
yeah. He can. I mean, I was up what 24-3 on you one year, and he changed the game by himself.
Yep. Caught a streak, and then
Caught
on
another
that,
streak.
yeah, I moved him to slot. I moved him into the slot position, and I saw your safety come down. I was like, yep, gonna go over the top. Ended up winning what 29-28.
Yeah, I don't think Jackson's here.
He's taking it full time all times. I don't. Let me go check, make sure he voted or not. Let me go see, because I don't want to skip him if he voted. Skip him. He's not on the vote list, the yes list.
I think he may have drafted round 1, but he's gone down to zeros the other times. We're almost done here.
John started the draft. I haven't heard from him since.
I think he hit zeros last time, but we'll see. Please tag us if you're here.
He's not on the yes list, so skip it. If
Let me
he
check if he's online because he did draft. He's online.
John's another guy that I've met through these leagues. That's really cool. I like talking to John a lot.
Got
I feel that way, honestly,
9.
about a lot of our league. If you guys can't tell, there's a lot of you guys that I've got a lot of respect for. Just from being in these leagues for a couple of years with you and how you've handled things and how y'all
I don't.
treat each other. It's awesome.
I don't know. I'm gonna draft here.
We have a real mature league compared to others. We're all kind of like older, minus our two young bloods and Eli and Jalen.
I'm 20
Everybody.
now.
I think everybody else is in their like late 20s to 30s and 40s.
Yeah. Will's young too. It's just
Yeah. Sam, I don't know if you're still listening. You said you were 46. Is that right? That blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. For some reason, I always just thought you were like in your 30s. I don't know what I was thinking.
I draft a tackle here. I don't. I mean, Jack Conklin ain't gonna live forever or play forever.
No,
He's
Jack
pretty bad.
Conklin.
He's pretty bad.
Titans drafted him.
Was he
And
good in
then
real? Is he good in real life? Like
he's good for who's he play for? The Browns.
the Browns.
Yeah, he's good for the Browns. He wasn't very good for Tennessee, and so Tennessee let him walk, and he goes to Cleveland, and he's like a career renaissance. They should have re-signed him though. I think because the next year the offensive line's been so bad in Tennessee since then. It sucks. This is probably the best O line that I've seen them have in years. This upcoming one, they did some really good moves. They cut Lawan, they cut Ben Jones. Uh, he was like, oh, that's 2 year starters. Yeah, but they never played. Ben Jones is old, and he was all right. Taylor Lewan's done. He's washed. They signed Andre Dillard from the Eagles. I feel like that could be a good pick if he's healthy. And then they drafted Skoronski. They signed Brunskill, 49ers. That guy was like one of the highest rated in PFF last year, that guard. They moved Aaron Brewer back from guard to his natural position of center, which I think will be helpful. And then they have Nicholas Petit-Frere, who had a really good rookie season at right tackle. That's the best offensive line that I think they've had since Derrick Henry's been in the league. Maybe 1 year above that when they had Roger Saffold, but other than that, Sam said I
Yeah.
look young. Everyone thinks, yeah. I thought for sure, man. I thought she was like 36, 37. You said that the other day. I was like, what? No way.
I think this right tackle looks better than the left tackle. Yeah. I'm gonna go with him.
Cut candidate.
Oh yeah, big time. He's 21, so he can probably just stick around. I don't have him scouted, so it's probably a miss. He's got 77 strength. What? He might as well be a.
77.
He might as well. Like what? What is your purpose?
He's got noodles for arms.
That's like receiver strength. Like I think T Higgins has higher strength than that. Here comes Snub, future All Pro.
Once he takes some tight end that's like 6'12. And yes, I said 6'12. That's a joke.
Comedy.
Von Miller Jr.
Hmm. Miller the second.
This Von Miller has been eating too much compared to the other one.
That is a like why would they make a picture look like why would they make a
Well, they there's a real person they face scan. So we're sitting here bashing some innocent man somewhere. That's kind of
I
bad.
wonder how much those people get paid.
I'll do it. Put me in the game, coach. Willis, he's up. And then Nico, we can skip Demu, and then we have Henry, and then that's the last pick.
Yeah, we're done after this Broncos pick. The Rams aren't here.
Charles Thomas. Fun fact: I used to babysit a guy named Charles Thomas Evans when I was a younger man at my church. I used to work nursery. Nico added another 99 speed receiver here.
Let's go all of them.
Cornerback Devin Sampson. Demu's not here. We can skip that one.
All right, we're done.
Snuff said he's seen one of these guys in a movie and he was amazed. One of the face scan guys. I'd really like to know who these guys are. Simming the rest of the
Some of them
draft.
are like computer generated. Like some of them, there's no way that's a real person.
All right, everybody. You guys know the new rules. You know what's happening. I'll be posting a video shortly at some point about the upcoming 24. I'm going to end the stream and we'll get into cut period, and then you'll have until tomorrow, and then we'll kick off season 6 of Madden 23, season 16 of Supreme Madden. And just so you know, one more thing before I sign off, we have something very exciting in the works for Supreme when we get to season 20. So just remember that, keep that in your mind, and then we'll move on. See you guys.